everybody, my name is Nathan, and I am the man with a cartoon obsession. Konami is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! This year, and fun fact, it's also been 25 years since the anime commonly referred to as Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 premiered. As a massive Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, I wanted to commemorate this milestone for the franchise in some way. So today I'll be looking at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime, definitely the most popular of the whole franchise, and discuss whether or not I think we should get more of it in the form of a direct sequel series, a reboot, or something along those lines. Before we get into that though, I would greatly appreciate it if you could take just a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more animation related content. I should preface this by saying that I'm usually against reboots or revivals most of the time, but I have reasons why I think one for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters should happen, reasons why I think it shouldn't, and selfish reasons why I kind of want it to. If you agree or disagree with any of my reasons, feel free to let me know in the comments. With all that out of the way, I'm going to do my best to answer the question, should we get more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters? I know that we're still getting new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime to this day, and I do like several of the shows that came out past the Duel Monsters era. I get a lot of enjoyment out of GX, 5Ds, Arc 5, and 7s in particular. However, and I hate sounding cliche by saying this, but they're just not the same. I was still young and really into Yu-Gi-Oh! When GX came out, but most of my nostalgia lies with Duel Monsters. Yes, nostalgia is the main reason why I would want it to come back. I know that's a dangerous thing, and I know it's a lazy reason for reboots and sequels to be made. I'm not always a fan of it, but let's be honest, nostalgia sells, and if the finished product is good, maybe capitalizing on that nostalgia isn't such a bad thing. That has been proven to work time and time again, and I feel like it would be no exception for Yu-Gi-Oh! It would be great to see all of those classic characters again, like Yugi, Joey, and Kaiba. Maybe even a Tem, but that would be a little difficult if it's a sequel series given the fact that Yugi is no longer Tem's vessel. Although he did return in Dark Side of Dimensions, so I suppose there is a way. If it's a reboot, then we wouldn't even have to worry about it. I would be open to either, by the way, in case I didn't make that clear. In addition to the characters themselves, I would also love to hear the voice actors reprise their roles. There are voice actors from the series who still get consistent work in other shows like Wayne Grayson, Tara Sands, and Lisa Ortiz. However, there are other voice actors who, to my knowledge, don't get many roles these days outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Projects, like Darren Dunstan, Amy Birnbaum, Eric Stewart, and Dan Green. They're all very good voice actors, and I know they're all still in the industry, but it seems like if we want to hear more consistent work from them, it would be more likely to happen if it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. I'm sure they all have other projects going on, whether they be voice acting related or otherwise, but still. I just like these voice actors, and I like the way they portray their respective characters, so I would love to hear them do so outside of scripted duels at championship events or in games like Duel Links. That being said, Dan Green announced a while back that he and Eric Stewart were possibly working on a manga dub. As someone who has read a decent amount of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, that's also a project I would love to see come to fruition. I don't know how many of you all watching have played the card game before or if any of you currently play it. Personally, I'm more into the TCG now than I ever have been. I've been playing it off and on since pretty much when it began in 2002. I was never very good and I mostly just played with my brother or other relatives who played the game. As I got older, I had some friends who played over the years, but I always ended up taking breaks from the game for one reason or another. After I graduated college, I hardly ever played the game anymore outside of online simulators or video games simply because I didn't have anyone to play with. In recent months though, I started attending local tournaments. That's something my brother and I always wanted to do as kids, but my dad wouldn't let us because he thought we would lose our cards if we lost. Of course, that's not how it works. I've lost more matches at locals than I've won as of recording, and I haven't lost any cards. I will say that it's been a fun experience though, and if you do play or want to get into the game but don't have anyone to play with, definitely check out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene at your local card shops if you have any in your area. Even if it's a little bit of a drive like it is for me, it might be worth it. Anyway, I went on that tangent because since I'm a big fan of the actual game as well as the anime, I want to see more of those classic cards being played in the anime. Not only that, but newer cards and strategies too. I don't necessarily mean to bring Link summoning to Duelist Kingdom or anything like that. However, there are newer versions of cards, also known as retrains, as well as new support for classic strategies. It would be awesome if we saw Yugi and Joey team up and bust out Red Eye's Dark Dragoon, or even if Weevil summoned the ultimate great insect. People who don't keep up with the game probably won't care about this, but I think it would be cool to see. After all, we get tastes of this from scripted duels at championship events. Why not take these ideas and put them in episodes of a new anime? As you can tell, I have plenty of reasons as to why I want this to happen. However, I have some reservations about it as well. When a show drags on for too long, it can diminish in quality. While there are still new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series being made and people may say the quality diminishes with each passing one, at least they're all fresh. They introduce new characters, new game mechanics, and other new ideas to keep it from getting completely stale for better or worse. I'm talking about bringing back the old characters whom we are already well acquainted with. While a new series starring Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, and the others would be cool at first, there's no promise that the magic would still be there after the first few episodes. It could immediately lose its charm if it doesn't match people's expectations. I've heard this happened with the 2020 Digimon Adventure series. And the Digimon Adventure Tri movies too, I guess, but I personally like those movies. Either way, I definitely wouldn't want to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters become a shell of its former self. That leads me into my final and possibly biggest point. The creator of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, Kazuki Takahashi, tragically passed away on July 4th, 2022. He was reported to have drowned while trying to help people who were caught in the rip current. Continuing or reviving the classic series is a double-edged sword, especially revolving around this matter. On one hand, it could be done to pay tribute to Takahashi and done in his memory. On the other hand, it could be seen as disrespectful to keep it going without him around. I've heard the same arguments being made for Ruby and SpongeBob when their respective creators passed. I definitely understand that argument, and I agree that Takahashi's legacy should be honored. A subpar revival or sequel series wouldn't be doing it justice. Let's be real though, the card game isn't going anywhere, and I'm sure there will be new anime series with new characters in the future. That's a different beast, but I do like the idea that even though Takahashi is gone, his legacy is still alive and well, given the manga, the anime, the card game, and just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. At the end of the day, there's no guarantee that a new series with the classic characters would ever happen. This is a hypothetical scenario, and if it ever did happen, after considering everything I said in this video, I would at least give it a chance. What about you guys? If a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters series were to be made, whether it's a reboot or a sequel, would you watch it, or would you avoid it? Whichever you would choose, what's your reasoning behind it? Is it something that I said, or is it something that I didn't even think of? Let me know in the comments, because I feel like there's even more of a conversation to be had on this topic.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have any other cartoons, anime, or other animated works that you want me to talk about in the future, please let me know. After all, it's not my channel, it's our channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to check out my social media pages, audition for an outro, and join the official Cartoon Recession Discord. The links for all of which are in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
I am Vegeta, and thank you for watching Cartoon Obsession. Is it over now? Can I quit?